So those of you who know me know that I am a third grade teacher, and also that Thursdays are quote days. But this week in third grade, we don't have class on Thursday because parent-teacher conferences are happening, so we did quote day early. My kids had just come back from recess and from lunch, and apparently some things went down, and some students were injured actually because they were treating each other with disrespect during that time. So when we got back, everybody's emotions were just like, ugh. So I had them all sit on the perimeter of our classroom carpet, and I talked to them about the ripple effect. So we closed our eyes, we visualized being at a lake, and I had them open their eyes, and I physically threw in a red tile into the middle of the carpet and said, that is like what just happened at recess, and it rippled, rippled, rippled. All of us, even the ones that weren't involved directly in the situation, could feel the energy of the room, and so it was really easy to see that. Some more things happened at lunch, some more things happened in the hallway, so we threw some red tiles in from those too. I asked the kids to think about what was happening to our classroom community lake, and they said it was getting really dirty and yucky, and it didn't feel good. It had bad energy in it. So I walked around the perimeter of the carpet, and I handed each student a green tile. And I said, these are good choices. These are positive things like compliments and gratitudes, appreciations, things like that. And so students took turns giving each other compliments or saying nice things or things that they're grateful for, and they threw those into our classroom community lake too. And we all held our hearts and breathed and felt that energy. Some of my students were saying, oh, well, those ones cancel each other out because there was a red one next to a green one. And so it brought up a really good discussion. What do you guys think? Do our negative choices ever go away? Or do they continue to influence people in the ripple effect forever and ever and ever? What about our good choices? Do our good choices ever go away, or do those continue to affect people over and over and over? Nobody was able to remove any of the red tiles from our classroom community lake that we were visualizing. And so what we ended up doing was we ended up just adding more and more green tiles until it was so green that we felt good again. I talked to my kids about how you're constantly leaving a legacy. No matter what you do, every thought, feeling, action, or word that you speak is putting something out into the universe. Then I talked to my students about my grandpa, who had passed away about 1 year ago, actually, from last Saturday. And I said, he left an amazing legacy. Everything that people have to say about him is positive. What kind of legacy do you want to leave? As they really started to grasp this concept, I said, all right, guys, so this is actually kind of ironic that this happened because it's quote day, and here's the quote. As we let our light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. Nelson Mandela. Then, of course, my students got to write the quote. They wrote down what Nelson Mandela was trying to say and teach us, and then how that applies to their own lives and their own stories. And we came back to the circle to share how this impacted us. But they also made the connection that all of those red tiles that were representing our bad choices were simply indicators as to what we would do next, so that we can make more good choices and put more green tiles out there. Pretty cool, right? And so even in that exact moment, we got to recognize that the situation that happened at recess and during lunch and in the hallway was not ideal. However, this conversation that we had at the carpet was powerful and relevant, and I'm really glad that it did happen. Every single bad choice or bad experience or anything that we label initially as bad can always turn into something good if you have the power of your mind and your heart to change your perspective. It's all a choice. I am consistently amazed at the ideas that my students are thinking of in third grade. These are 8 and 9-year-old kids, but today they came to the realization that each of those red and green tiles was just a choice, and it didn't define who the person was.